Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Kennedy if you have just found my channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I post weekly lessons and covers. Today I was meant to be posting a cover, but since my last video I've been suffering from tonsillitis and I'm just about getting over it now. So I am going to do a musical Q&A. I headed over to my Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions. If you want to get involved with more videos like this, my socials are linked down below. Go and follow me on that, and let's get into the video. Okay, so question number 1. Why is music theory important? Okay, when you're learning it in schools from just before GCSE, I don't really think it's that necessary to learn music theory, but the national curriculum states that you must read some sort of musical notation. But I don't think it's really necessary unless you want to pursue music further than having fun at Key Stage 3, okay? Question number 2. If I can already play some music without knowing music theory, why bother learning it? Okay, so I know how to read music, so if somebody hands me a piece of music, I can therefore sing it there and then, more or less. But if somebody didn't hand me the music, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd have to go away and listen to the song. So I think music theory does open more doors to you, but I do have loads of musical friends who don't know how to read music. So it's not a complete necessity if you want to be successful, but it does open more doors for you as a musician. Question number 3. Why is so much music theory centred on the piano keyboard? To be honest, it really annoys me when teachers base all of their work on keyboard, because the keyboard is such a hard instrument to play, especially when you've got little fingers like mine. I'm rubbish at keyboard. I know keyboards can be quite cheap. You can get a batch of keyboards for probably a discounted price, but if you're just starting, if you don't know much about music and how to play the keyboard, and I think it's just a big stretch for somebody who doesn't know about music. Personally, for me, I think the ukulele is a good place to start when learning how to play an instrument, because you only have 4 strings. They've got little frets, so you don't have to move your fingers much. You can have no finger chords, like you can have 1 finger chords, 2 finger chords. You can make it as easy and complex as possible, but I think piano, it can be a bit complicated. You really have to think deeply into schemes of work regarding the keyboard, which is why when I become a proper teacher, I'm steering clear of keyboard as much as I can. I know I'm going to have to include it when I teach music, but I don't think it's a necessity. Question number 4. Is there a quick and easy way to learn to read music? Okay, so I did my last video on treble clef notation, and in a few lessons time I might delve into bass clef notation. So if you want to check out my treble clef notation video, it is down below. There's a nice resource for you to learn how to read the notes on the treble clef stave, which is the right hand part of the keyboard. You can hear my voice going, but yeah, there is a nice easy way to learn it. There's rhymes, there's spellings with notes. You can learn songs to memorize the names of the notes. Yeah, I explain it all in that video. Question number 5. How do I identify a key based on the key signature? Okay, so I think this is a video in itself. I'd rather not describe how to work out key signatures in a Q&A because it takes a lot of information thrown at you. Okay, so what I think I might do though is draw a key signature on my board, so I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, here you go. Okay, so this might look a little, it looks backwards as well. Okay, so you get the kind of gist of it. This is flats down this side and these are sharps down this side. So how I remember it is hashtags are sharps and flats look like little bees. And the way I remember the order of the notes is battle ends and down goes Charles's father for flats. So they're the start of the letters. Those are the letter names of the flats, and then for sharps it goes the other way. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Okay, but I will explain that further in another video. Probably not my next one, but I don't know, guys. If you want to learn how to read key signatures, give this video a big thumbs up, then you can let me know. Question number 6. Can I transpose a piece of music into another key? Okay, yes, you can. To know the theory behind this, this is another video in itself. Sorry, I feel like I'm paying every question off to another video, but actually I've answered 4 of your questions. It's just these 2, I think. But yeah, you can. So many of you know I play guitar. In my last video I was playing guitar and I actually had one of these on my guitar, and this is a capo. You can take it off and put it on, move it up and down, and this basically changes the key of the song you're playing. I'll just play a little bit for you now. Okay, so you can't actually see my guitar at all, apart from a little bit of the body under my arm, but this is how the guitar strings sound without a capo. Don't come at me, guitarists, because my guitar's probably not in tune because this is an off the whim thing. Here we go. Okay, and then I'll put the capo on the strings for you to know how it sounds with them, or with it on fret. We'll go for fret 4. Okay, now I'll play the chord G for you on with the capo on fret 4. Okay, and now I'm going to move the capo down to fret 3. And then I'm just going to completely take the capo off. There you go, see, they sound completely different, but this little thing is a lifesaver for me because I'm not actually that great at the guitar. I only know basic chords, so when I need to not necessarily learn new chords, because your girl can't play bar chords, but I transpose the chords of the song and then if it's too low for me, I put the capo on the guitar, so it's probably at the normal pitch of the song and I'm actually playing the chords of the song. It's a very complicated process, but bar chords hurt your hands very hard. But yeah, not that great at guitar, so don't come at me. Okay, question number 7. Will learning music theory hinder my ability to improvise? Sorry, my laptop's going off. Not necessarily. I'm a classically trained musician, so improvisation is a big thing in the jazz world, and I'm self-taught in popular music. I did a popular music course at college. I played in bands, but my roots lie in classical music, so it's very hard to branch out from classical music. You have to kind of force your way out and dive straight in. I guess if you're interested in improvisation, go away and listen to a few jazz players, jazz singers, see how they do it, and then try it out for yourself. Improvisation is just making it up on the spot, so what could actually go wrong? I did my last essay on part of it on improvisation, and one of the references read something like this: improvisation is not about making mistakes, it's about how you get out of them that makes a good musician and a good improviser. Do I need to know music theory if I just play drums? I know drummers do use music theory. It's going to, I think it's question 2 or question, I don't know, but learning music theory opens more doors for you. So drummers, I'd guess that learning how to read drum notation is just the same prospect. It opens more doors for you, and then you can just read the dots on the sheet and you can just play what it says, other than going away and listening to the song, getting that style of the song, getting your fills to fit in with the song's style. It sounds very hard in my head, so if I was a drummer, I'd personally want to learn how to read drum notation. Okay, this is the longest I've spoken for a few days, so my voice is about to go, and I've got a tickling in my throat, so I'm only going to answer a few more questions. Where do the 12 musical notes come from? I don't know. I guess 12 divides nicely into all sorts of numbers. Let me look up the answer for you. Many theories abound regarding the origin of the 12 notes used in music today. Some people think their origin is in maths. The number 12 is easily divisible by the numbers 2, 3 and 4, which makes for an easy division of the tones between an octave. Other theorists say that Pythagoras, a Greek from the island of Samos, had a cultural relevance for the number 12 and therefore made his version of the circle of fifths with the 12 points on it. If composers had strictly used the solfège model and abandoned Pythagoras' circle of fifths, today's model would have 9 points on it instead. The best answer to the question of the note's origin, however, is from Schoenberg, who said a scale had 12 notes simply because 1 + 2 = 3. Many non-Western cultures have more or fewer pitches in their musical systems. Okay, so I think this is basically saying the 12 numbers is the circle of fifths, right? And the Schoenberg is the chromatic scale. I don't know. If you have a different opinion, guys, let me know down in the comments. Also subscribe because I've got a really fun lesson coming up for you on Monday. If my throat is better, I'm so excited for you to see this. It's going to be on blues and percussion. Okay, so I think this is going to be my last question. How does knowing theory help me memorise a piece of music? I guess it's the same concept as just listening to a song and retaining how it goes in your head. It's the same for classical music with the dots on the page. I know with today's technology we can now record a song and upload it onto YouTube and Spotify, or just look it up and listen to it. But music has specific directions on the paper, so you really get what the composer wants out of the music if you know how to read music. Whereas if you just listen to a piece of music, you're just listening to an influencer of that sort of style of music, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm pro music theory, but I'm also pro having fun with music, especially if you don't want to take it up at GCSE and take it further beyond school, because what's the point? Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry for that moan in the background. It's actually my dog Jessie. I've got a little border collie. She's waiting to go out for a toddler, I think, or daily exercise. Anyway, like I said, please give this video a big thumbs up. Follow me on my social media if you would like to get involved in videos such as this. Subscribe down below, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on my blues and percussion lesson. Thanks for watching, stay safe and keep that music playing. Bye guys.